If your career plan is simply to become senior, then manager, then director, you may be optimizing for the label while neglecting the ability that is supposed to earn it. A title can improve your pay, credibility, and access to opportunities, but it is not the same thing as career progress. Titles are usually lagging indicators. They show how one employer classified you at one point in time. A great career comes from what you can repeatedly do, prove, learn, and carry into the next opportunity. This distinction matters because two people can receive the same title while building completely different futures. Imagine two newly promoted marketing managers. The first person coordinates meetings, forwards requests, and reports numbers that someone else interprets. The second person learns customer research, runs experiments, manages a budget, improves conversion, and explains the results to senior leaders. Their titles look identical on LinkedIn. Their career capital does not. Career capital is the collection of useful assets you build through work. It includes valuable skills, measurable results, judgment, trusted relationships, industry knowledge, and a reputation for solving problems. Unlike an internal title, much of that capital can travel with you. The danger of chasing titles is not ambition. Ambition is useful. The danger is using a title as your main test of whether an opportunity is good. That can lead you to accept a director title with no budget, no team, no decision-making authority, and no meaningful results to own. It can also make you reject a less impressive title that would give you exposure to better systems, stronger mentors, more difficult problems, or a rapidly growing field. Titles are also inconsistent. A vice president at one company may manage a large function. At another, vice president may be a common individual contributor title. A project manager could own a major transformation or spend most of the week updating a tracker. Recruiters know this, so they look beyond the heading. They ask what you owned, how complicated it was, who depended on your work, and what changed because you were there. This is where many job seekers get stuck. Their resume shows title progression, but it does not show capability progression. A weak resume bullet says promoted to senior operations manager and responsible for multiple operational activities. That tells us the title and almost nothing else. A stronger version says led scheduling, vendor coordination, and weekly performance reviews across 3 service teams, then redesigned the handoff process to reduce delayed requests. Now the reader can see scope, skills, and output. If you have an accurate number for the improvement, include it. If you do not, never invent one. Describe the observable change instead. The same problem appears in interviews. A weak answer sounds like this. I am ready for a director position because I have been a manager for 4 years. Time in a title does not automatically prove readiness for the next one. A stronger answer would be, over the past 4 years, my scope expanded from managing individual projects to setting priorities across 2 teams. I introduced a monthly planning process, coached new project leads, and became the main point of contact for senior stakeholders. I am now looking for a role where I can apply that experience with broader ownership. The difference is evidence. If you like practical career explanations that go beyond slogans, subscribe. The goal here is to help you show employers what you can actually do, not just collect more advice. So, if titles are not the best guide, what should you optimize for? Start with learning velocity. That means how quickly your work helps you gain useful knowledge and turn it into better performance. A healthy learning loop is simple. You take on a problem, attempt a solution, receive feedback, study the result, adjust your approach, and try again. Over time, the problems should become more valuable, and the feedback should become more informed. A job can feel busy while offering almost no learning loop. You may repeat the same comfortable task for 3 years without increasing your judgment or range. That is 3 years of tenure, but it may be closer to 1 year of development repeated 3 times. Before accepting a role or pursuing a promotion, ask what new decisions you will learn to make. Ask what systems you will use, what problems you will own, who will review your work, and what evidence you could have after 12 months. Next, optimize for measurable output. Employers do not hire a title. They hire someone to produce a result. That result might be faster reporting, safer operations, clearer analysis, higher retention, stronger customer service, fewer errors, or a successful product launch. Your job is to connect your activity to a change. Do not stop at created weekly reports. Ask what those reports enabled. Perhaps the stronger description is built a weekly inventory report that helped regional managers identify shortages before scheduling deliveries. Do not stop at helped onboard employees. A better version might be created an onboarding checklist and manager guide that gave new hires a consistent first-week process. You do not need to pretend that every task saved millions of dollars. You need to show the problem, your contribution, and the effect. Then build reputation. Reputation is what people expect when your name appears on a project. Do they expect clarity, follow-through, good judgment, calm communication when something breaks? This matters because the best career opportunities often arrive before a formal application. A former manager recommends you. A colleague introduces you to a hiring leader. Someone remembers that you handled a difficult client without creating chaos. A title may attract initial attention, but reputation reduces the perceived risk of choosing you. Build that reputation through small, repeatable behaviors. Confirm what success means before starting. Raise risks early. Keep stakeholders updated without being chased. Give credit accurately. After a project, save the result and ask what you should improve next time. These behaviors connect to a broader set of career readiness skills. The National Association of Colleges and Employers organizes career readiness into 8 competencies, including communication, critical thinking, teamwork, technology, professionalism, leadership, and career and self-development. These are not decorative words for a profile. They become valuable when you can demonstrate them through specific actions. For example, do not merely list critical thinking in your skills section. Show where you compared options, identified a cause, or made a recommendation. Do not simply claim leadership. Explain how you set direction, resolved the conflict, trained someone, or helped a group make a decision. Leadership evidence does not require a management title. That is especially important in a changing labor market. The World Economic Forum's Future of Jobs Report 2025 said employers expected 39% of workers' core skills to change by 2030. It highlighted growing demand for technology-related capabilities alongside human skills such as analytical thinking, resilience, leadership, and collaboration. LinkedIn's Skills on the Rise report for 2026 also described employers as increasingly prioritizing skills over degrees, titles, and perfectly linear career paths. That does not mean titles are becoming worthless. Titles still act as shorthand. They can influence compensation, search visibility, reporting level, and which recruiters contact you. If you are doing manager-level work while being deliberately kept at an entry-level title and salary, focus on skills is not a reason to tolerate that forever. You should document your expanded scope and ask for alignment. Weak promotion language sounds like this. I have been here for 2 years, and I think I deserve the senior title. Stronger language sounds like this. During the past 2 quarters, I took ownership of the client review process, trained 2 new team members, and began handling escalations that previously went to a senior specialist. Can we discuss the expectations for the senior level, where I currently meet them, and what evidence is still missing? That conversation is about the title, but it is grounded in contribution. You also need optionality. Optionality means having more than one credible next move. A fragile career depends on one employer recognizing one title in one narrow hierarchy. A resilient career gives you several paths. You might advance internally, move to a related function, join another industry, work independently, or specialize more deeply. To create optionality, build a combination of transferable skills and specific expertise. A customer success professional, for example, might develop account management, data analysis, product knowledge, executive communication, and process improvement. That combination could support moves into customer operations, implementation, partnerships, or product roles. This does not mean collecting random certificates. A course is only the beginning of proof. Apply the skill, create an output, get feedback, and record the result. You can audit your own career with 5 questions. What valuable problems can I solve now that I could not solve 1 year ago? What results can I explain without relying on my title? Who has seen me perform those skills and would recommend me? What am I learning in my current role that will still matter somewhere else? If this job disappeared, what other roles could I credibly pursue? If your answers are weak, the solution is not automatically to quit. Look for a project that expands your scope. Ask to observe a more experienced colleague. Volunteer to improve a broken process. Request feedback on a real piece of work. Choose one skill connected to a problem your organization already cares about. Then capture the evidence. Keep a private record of projects, challenges, actions, outcomes, positive feedback, and tools used. That record will make your resume, LinkedIn profile, promotion case, and interview answers much stronger. A great career is not a race to print the most impressive label under your name. It is a long process of becoming more useful, more credible, and less dependent on any single employer's opinion. Pursue the title when it accurately reflects your contribution and opens the right doors. Just do not confuse the scoreboard with the game. Build skills, shorten your learning loops, produce visible results, protect your reputation, create options. When those assets grow, better titles tend to become easier to earn and easier to keep. What career decision are you trying to make right now? Leave it in the comments, along with any question or topic you want covered next.